I hail a cab to get us off the street. There is no longer any place to hide. I feel the engine thrumming neath my feet. The leather smells of petrol and the night. We're sitting close within the velvet dark. I see your face beneath the passing light as we are driving south toward the park. Your hand is resting near the heavy door. I reach to touch the fabric of your coat. I never wanted anyone much more. The words are stuck and dry inside my throat. The driver doesn't look into the glass. The world outside is nothing but a blur. I watch the empty, rainy pavements pass. I wish that we could stay just as we were. Just as we were. Through the mist and the rain. Stay just as we were. Down the long road home. The rain is on the stone beside the garden gate. I linger here alone to watch, and wait. I'm looking for a sign of where you might have been. I try to make you mine in places we were seen. We were seen. The pavements dark and wet around the public square. I haven't found you yet, but I can feel you there. I'm looking for a sign of where you might have been. I try to make you mine in places we were seen. In the rain, the river's running fast, the iron bridge is tall, the ghost star in the past. I wait to hear you call. I'm looking for a sign of where you might have been. I try to make you mine in places we were seen. Still watching in the rain beside the gate. Evening falls across the fen. The steam is rising from the break. I'm far away from better men and every choice I had to make. I trace a line upon the glass. The condensation starts to weep. I watch the lonely hedgerows pass while all the world is gone to sleep. Oh, the silver track is calling and the engine breathes a sigh. Yes, the silver track is calling beneath the bruised and heavy sky. The copper tea is getting cold. The carriage lamps begin to sway. A story that was never told is drifting with the light of day. I'm dreaming of the coastal air, the salt upon the morning breeze. I'll wash away this gray despair and find my peace among the seas. Oh, the silver track is calling and the engine breathes a sigh. Yes, the silver track is calling beneath the bruised and heavy sky. Just a quiet journey home, across the hills of chalk and loam, down to the sea, down to the sea. The ice is melting in my crystal glass. A splash of gin to help the evening go. I watch the well-dressed strangers as they pass and wonder why the trumpet plays so low. Yes, I wonder why the trumpet plays so low. The air is thick with Turkish leaf and lead, a heavy scent that clings to velvet walls. I should be dreaming in my iron bed before the morning mist and duty calls, before the morning mist and duty calls. Oh, it's a polite kind of misery we share beneath the Soho moon, so round and white, with a bit of silver polish and a stare. We'll find a way to make it through the night. He leaned across the table with a light, His silver matchbox caught the yellow glare. I didn't mean to stay through all the night, but there was something heavy in the air. Yes, there was something heavy in the air, of rainy days and ships that sail away. Another drop of gin within my glass to keep the bitter London blues at bay. These rainy days and ships that sail away. Another drop of gin within my glass to keep the bitter London blues at bay. To keep those bitter London blues at bay. Oh, it's a polite kind of misery we share beneath the Soho moon, so round and white, with a bit of silver polish and a stare. We'll find a way to make it through the night. The band is packing up their shiny horns, the waiter's sweeping up the dusty floor. I'll find my coat before the daylight warms and slip out through the heavy cellar door. Good night to the gin and the smoke, good night to the gentleman, the blue, just like I always do, always do. Comes down in Soho Square. I found a silk umbrella there, a scrap of paper tucked inside, with secrets that the darkness hide, with secrets that the darkness hide. I walk the alley, damp and gray, to see what games the shadows play. The river mist began to rise, to mask the truth from prying eyes, to mask the truth from prying eyes. Oh, the ink is wet and the night is deep, a promise that no man can keep, a doorway ghost, a sudden chill. The city breathes and then stands still. I heard a step on cobblestone. I realized I was not alone. A silhouette against the brick, the clock began its heavy tick. He didn't speak, he didn't stay, just turned his head and walked away. But in the mud a glove was left, a silent sign of some dark theft. Oh, the ink is wet and the night is deep, a promise that no man can keep, a doorway ghost, a sudden chill. The city breathes and then stands still. The lamplight dies in Stepney Way, the hunter waits for break of day, the river decides your fate. The midnight moon is hanging low above the sleeping valley floor. I've got 10 miles or so to go before I reach your garden door. The gearbox hums a steady tune, the tires bite the gravel track. I'm racing past the rising moon, winter cold. I'm climbing up the chalky hill to find the center of my soul. Oh, can you hear the engine roar? It's bouncing off the village wall. I've got my foot against the floor. I'm coming for you after all. After all, the dampest smells of rain and oil, a symphony of steel and heat. The cooling water starts to boil to make my victory complete. Victory. The street lamps pass like shooting stars against the velvet summer sky. The fastest of the motor cars is all I need to get me by. I'll park it by the village green and let the cooling metal ping. The finest sight I've ever seen is when I hear the engine sing across the lane. Through the night, under the moon, out of sight. Ooh, the engine sings. The Tailor waits in Savile Row to measure out the coming day. The fog begins to drift and flow. The suit is turning soft and gray. He takes a stitch of morning light to mend the hole inside your head. He soothes the sun into the night, and colors dance where hope was dead. Your shadow stands against the wall. He trims the edges with his blade. He watches as the empires fall within the velvet trap he'd made. He takes a stitch of morning light to mend the hole inside your head. He soothes the sun into the night, and colors dance where hope was dead. The needle pricks the afternoon. A drop of ink begins to blue. We'll see the silver in the inside this quiet silk-lined room. The street is lost in violet haze. The gentleman begins to grin. He leads you through the winding maze. Beneath the surface of your skin,